Hello, welcome to another Today's Decay, celebrating births and beginnings and everything important since the dawn of time, August 6th edition. What happened today? 1874, lo and behold, none other than Charles Fort was born. Charles Fort, I'm going to say, was a real-life Edwardian era Fox Mulder. Dun, dun, dun. Somebody who was obsessed with the strange and unusual, determined to search it out. Any reports of unexplained phenomena, whether that's frogs raining from the heavens, or UFOs, or really anything and everything that eventually winds up in X-Files, starts at the pen of one Charles Fort, who oddly didn't care at all about his work, or didn't put any merit or worth into it. Rather, it was the likes of Tiffany Thayer and the Fortean Society that celebrated Charles Fort, who were younger people. He was an older man at this point, who would trick him into attending Fortean Society meetings, where he would then realize once there that this was actually an event to celebrate him, and he would promptly leave. I just love it. And this here is a collection, the books of Charles Fort, with Tiffany Thayer all over it. Tiffany Thayer is my man. This collects The Book of the Damned, which is from 1919, New Lands from 1923, Low from 31, Wild Talents 1932, and this is from 41. Tiffany Thayer. Let's see here. Let's read the inside sleeve here, right? This 1,125 pages of this book sparkle with outrageous humor, incisive analysis, and dazzling prose. Reading Fort, said Maynard Shipley in the New York Times, is a ride on a comet, and here is your ticket to admission. The back here is, in true babble form, Tiffany Thayer doing his best. He says here, I call this one of the greatest books ever written in this world, right up there at the top, surely among the first 10. That estimate is based on its potentiality rather than upon any mensurable effect to date. This potentiality lies in its power to make its readers think without telling them what to think. That's actually pretty good, Tiff. This is the avowed intention of our schools, an intention which, admittedly, they have never achieved. This book is delightfully phrased, something which cannot be said for any text ever handed to me by a teacher to study. Ooh. It encourages the curious to question, the prying to pry, the inquisitive to inquire. Is there any higher mission on earth? I deem not. This book will be unpopular with the dead sot, the slow of perception, certain untouchables, the dignified, all sourpusses, the cursory or unobservant, worshippers at the shrine of Einstein. Okay. Some pedagogues, the timid, the gullible, almost without exception, all persons who have their science and scientists from the daily newspapers, Popular Mechanics, Sky, the American Weekly, Science Newsletter, the Pathfinder, Gift, or Comfort. I don't know the majority of what he's referencing here, but I like listening to his voice. Or reading his words, or, whatever, that kind of stuff. Yeah, Charles Fort, 1874. Give him a try on the day of his birth. The year 1900 today. Willie Lee Brown was born, who was a Delta blues musician who recorded a song called Future Blues, which, if you haven't heard, it is just so raw and the basis for rock and roll. Maybe I'm projecting, or my brain is filling in missing pieces when I'm listening to real old blues. But to me, this is full on rock and roll. You could picture a boogie woogie Little Richard piano player in there, and the full rhythm section going on, and step it up a bit, and this is full on dance music. And Future Blues is just so good. M&O Blues, another one of his. Make Me Pallet on the Floor, another one of his. Excellent stuff. Just brutal. I love it. And I think Future Blues only had one or maybe two copies like known to exist, and the one copy that existed was broken, and so they had to like digitally put it back together again to like then be able to like scan it and like, you know, play the digital file. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Who knows? It might be a different record. It might not be Future Blues. Yeah, because I think like Yazoo or similar labels in like the 60s and 70s had Future Blues on some of their comps, and like you wouldn't have had that level of like digital scanning or anything of that nature at that point, right? So I don't know. Whatever. Again, just words. Just words. And Willie Lee Brown, I think, taught Memphis Minnie how to play guitar and played often with Charlie Patton. So everything about this guy is like, there's like almost nothing known about him. But the little bit that does exist today is like all like earth-shattering statements, whether it's the music, the people he was working with, the people he directly affected at the time, and yet like gone today, you know? Just like, that's it. That's it. What else is really gone? On this day in 1966, the film Faster Pussycat Kill Kill premiered, and lo and behold, what do I have here? Why, it's signed by all three of them. Whenever I used to go to horror conventions, I never got stuff signed, and I think my old roommate at the time, Gene Altieri III, got this signed for me by all three of them. The great Tura Satana, Haji, and Laurie Williams, all signed to me? Yeah, there you go. That's the whole day. Strange and unusual as it may be. Enjoy. August 6th. From me to you. Till tomorrow.